Alright, we are off to see another big thing of Australia. Currently in a town called Trafalgar. We're heading off to number 200 on the list, which is the giant potatoes and forks, which is just up the road here. So we're heading back towards Melbourne. Probably going to cop all the traffic lights again. So because of the split highway, this one's actually easier if you're heading back towards Melbourne. Otherwise you've got to come all the way back into town here to do a U-E and then head back to see it. Alright, here we are. Oh, straight away we've got one that's a little bit off by itself. And we've got a sculpture of a bull and a sculpture of a tractor. Okay, so here we have the giant forks and potatoes. Currently standing in the middle of a plate, from what I've sort of worked out. And we have a whole bunch of potatoes, each with an individual fork. I'm just trying to work out why. And then there's a random one that's all the way down the end there, seems to have rollen off the plate. Right, so all this was designed in 2008 by a local artist to commemorate the United Nations International Year of the Potato, apparently. So that's about all the information I can get on this. So it's attached to what's known as the Spud Shed, which is farmers' produce market just on the side of the highway, just outside of Trafalgar. On the other side of the hills, we have Thorpedale, which supplies a lot of the potatoes for this location. But yeah, not much to go off on this one, but is it a big thing? It's number 200 on the HEMA list that we're going off. I'll pop the What Three Words location up the top here. All right, so to look at, a little bit disappointed, really. I've been using knives and forks for a while now, and never have I ever had an individual fork per potato on my plate. So the best I can come up with this is a plate of hors d'oeuvres, and each individual like little fork. And then if we go by the size ratio between the two, we're looking at baby potatoes with the fork, handed, and they'd be handed around at a dinner party for whatever reason. That's the only way I can see in my mind the reason why there's so many forks per potato. Otherwise, just use the same fork for everything on your plate. Look at all the dishes you'd have to do, jeez. And then we've got some random one that's fallen off the plate over there. So my best guess is it's designed for a dinner party, and someone's walking around with these, handing them out, and one's fallen off the plate. Yeah, so there we have the giant potatoes and fork. Does it live up to its name? Not really. Does it promote the local business? Yes, it does. Right next to the Spud Shed. The area around here is known for growing potatoes, so that ticks that box. But I think the design and artwork, especially being one of the newer big things in Australia, could definitely be a lot better. Like, why not just have one massive potato with a fork in it, like what you get in it as a baked potato, that sort of thing. Here we have baby potatoes with individual forks. Just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me, but oh well. Looks like it's gone through a bit of a colour change, unless we've gone primer. So could probably do with a bit of a patch up, but we'll see how we go with that. Alrighty, on to the next one. Okay, so just leaving the giant potatoes and forks. And we're going to go for a 2-for-1 today. So a little bit further up the road is a town called Yarragon. heading back towards Melbourne. And there's a big thing there that hasn't made any list as of yet, mainly because it's fairly new, but I think it deserves to be on the list, so we're going to go check that one out and have a little bit of a chat about it. Alrighty, so we've travelled a whole 3 minutes up the road to the next town, Yarragon. Now this is on the other side of the highway, so I'll have to do a U-turn. Yarragon's a pretty touristy town. Got a lot of old-timer shops, old lolly shops and knickknacks and doilies and all the fun grandma stuff. Looks like they got some sort of fair going here today. So across the road there, the station gallery is what we're after. Big West Highland Terrier. I think if I pull into here and I can do a proper Yui. Station gallery. Alrighty.
That's the sound of the police.
Okay, so here we are in Yarragon. I'll pop the What 3 Words address up for Pat the dog. That's his name. It's got a Facebook page and everything about this. But we'll get into a bit of info about it. So Pat the dog here is a large mosaic construction of a West Highland Terrier dog. So it was commissioned in 2019 by Regional Arts Victoria, and it was completed by the Borbor Art Alliance. They've got like a little station gallery here, so you can go in there and check them out after you've had a look at Pat the dog. So this was made as a tribute to Mary Gabriel, who passed away in 2011. She was a mosaic artist in this area. The Borbor Alliance decided to build this as a tribute to Mary, using the mosaic techniques that she'd passed down to them. So they've gone into a lot of detail about Pat the dog here. There's a full build description on their website, which I'll link in the description below if you want to check that out. But I believe this should be one of the big things if we look at it. Is it a big thing? Well, if you compare it to a West Highland Terrier, that'll be a massive dog. So a massive version of that dog. It's pretty well done, especially being mosaic. Not really using new techniques or new building as such, considering that this was constructed in 2019. So that's why it doesn't really appear on any Big Things maps as of yet, but I think it'll get there. Does it promote the local town? Not really, it's just a tribute to someone in the local area, and this has been built for all the dogs of Borbor Shire, so it's for them. No, but I think it's a good thing, and we'll continue on to the next one.